I'm not a Jack Hanma stan, but I'm not ignorant enough to not acknowledge how devious he is. This man's so devious he pulled up on us IRL. Well, not really, but look at this dude. He might as well be Jack Hanma. Barking. Sukune was like, whoa, you're bigger than the Yokozuna. And if you don't know, Yokozuna's like, this isn't baseball or soccer. Sukune said, we're fighters. If we're attacked, it's head on. And Jack literally bit Sukune's finger off. Just look at this demon of a man. Jack is a Sukune's finger is his life. Jack was like, I don't care. Sukune then said it doesn't matter that he's now missing a whole finger. He said he doesn't mind fighting with a handicap, and the match was confirmed. And while Jack was taller and had the advantage in that aspect, Sukune was holding Jack. I will say that's a little gay. Sukune tried to throw Jack, but Jack bit through Sukune's trapezius muscles, which is the muscle first engaged when you go to pick something up. And as a sumo wrestler, that injury is career ending, since one of the main factors in sumo wrestling is being able to pick somebody up and slam them. After Sukune pushed Jack away, Sukune was looking like he was locked in, and I was getting happy for a second, but it's only downhill from here. Jack got right into position and was piecing Sukune up, and like the narrator said, with all the biting, we forgot, Jack has always been a striker. They were going blow for blow, and Sukune actually slammed Jack into the ground despite his injuries. Never mind, Sukune's injuries caught up to him and he fell down. Perfect form, by the way. That arch is crazy.
Level 3 GAT. Chat, this is a rare GAT sighting.
Then, as Jack was laying down, he did a whole flip while getting up, and he was declared the winner. Bro really emoted after the fight. And now, I'm gonna talk about the time Jack did one of the biggest violations in anime history. So, Muhammad Ali Jr. invited Jack over for dinner, and he said he wanted to fight Jack. And Jack was like, hey, that's probably more fun than this dinner. So they went to a secluded area, and after Ali Jr. was done yapping about all of his achievements, they started fighting. And honestly, it wasn't looking too bad for Ali Jr. at the start, but after Jack kicked Ali Jr., it might as well have been over. I've never seen somebody's jaw open that wide from pain. Jack had Ali Jr. looking like a titan for a minute. Jack went for a grab, and Ali Jr. got a little counter, and he really thought he did something with that. Until Jack grabbed him, and Jack started smiling. Jack threw this man like a baseball. Jack had this man bouncing off of concrete. Ali Jr.'s eyes were seeing shadow clones because of how hard Jack hit him. Jack just started pounding Ali Jr., and he was about to be done until Ali Jr. taunted him while getting back up. And this made Jack mad. Out of all people, why'd you ever taunt this dude? Jack threw his shirt and gut checked the soul out of Ali Jr. Jack just started throwing combos. Ali Jr. kept making Jack more and more mad when he wouldn't give up. But this time, while Ali Jr. was laughing at Jack, Jack punched him in his face. And oh my god, Jack knocked Ali Jr.'s tongue in half. I mean literally, it was falling off of his face. His tongue was fixed because of surgery, but god damn, that was disrespectful. And in the new chapter of Baki Rahen, Jack is becoming even stronger. A character named Hitokiri Sabu is introduced as a real-life manslayer who was arrested for manslaughter during a murder case, and all the people that have met him in person have the same conscience that he has killed at least a dozen people. Hitokiri and Jack are about to fight, and Jack told Hitokiri he was grateful for him accepting the fight. And Hitokiri was confused. He was like, why are you the one that's grateful? I'm the one with the sword. He really had no clue he was getting himself into. He walked up to Jack and drew his sword, and he threw an attack, but Jack caught his sword with his teeth only. And while towering over Hitokiri, Jack just munched on that man's sword. Jackson now was certified munch, and the dude instantly gave up after seeing that. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed in the fight, and I expected a lot more out of this character, but I cannot blame him, I'm not gonna lie. If you're fighting someone with a blade and they just catch it in their teeth and then break it with their teeth, I'm running away, on God I am. But bro really thought he was Musashi. And we also eventually get a look into Jack's childhood, and he was obsessed about being the strongest even when he was a kid. He would do push-ups until puddles of sweat formed beneath him, and he would even do handstands until blood came out of his eyes and nose. He would keep going until he passed out as his daily routine. David Goggins, who?
Who's gonna carry the boats?
Jack's gonna carry the boats. Jack Hanma has gone from one of my least to one of my favorite characters in Baki. And with the new manga series Baki Rahen, his character is most likely gonna get better. I mean, with this type of training, I don't know how he couldn't get stronger. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out way more than you may think. And also, let me know how you're enjoying Baki Rahen in the comment section. Me personally, I'm really loving it, and I'm super excited about Pickle vs. Jack Part 2. Which isn't confirmed, but it'll probably happen in my opinion. With Pickle recently coming back with a new look and Jack training, I don't think it's just a coincidence. But also, before this video ends, I have an announcement to make. I made a Discord server, yay! If you would like to keep up with my videos, because sometimes YouTube decides not to send out notifications to people, my Discord is a great way to notify you. And also, if you just want to chat and make friends with other people in the community, you could just do that. The main rules are just don't be a dickhead, don't put racist or homophobic stuff in there. And also, of course, you have to follow Discord's TOS, and that's obvious. But that's going to be all for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!